Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining us here today. Tell our viewers a bit about TerraSend. What's the company and who's behind it?
Sure. So I'm one of the founders of the company. TerraSend is a public company listed on the CSE. We own three wholly owned subsidiaries: Solace Health, Solace Health Network, and Solace RX, which is not a wholly owned subsidiaries, but we have a partner who is the principal at Smith Pharmacies, Canada's oldest compounding pharmacies. Solace Health is a licensed producer under the ASAMPR. We got our license to cultivate cannabis last July and our license to sell in this March, so got licensed pretty quickly. We also have our oil production license. We're located in Mississauga, Ontario, in the center of Mississauga in a 70,000 square foot facility. Solace Health Network is a patient support program where we help patients with selecting strains, with treatment plans, we help them with reimbursement, and we do some education and research under the Solace Health Network. Solace RX is a drug compounding facility where we're going to do commercial compounding for hospitals and other institutional customers, and that will be completed at the end of this year.
Now, you have a few different business lines there. What's your primary market? Are we looking mostly at the medicinal side or also recreational?
Our strength definitely do come in the medical. My background is a pharmacist. Our chairman is also a pharmacist and has been heavily involved in the pharmaceutical industry. But we do have obviously the adult use market, or as they call it, the recreational market in Canada, is definitely a huge opportunity that we'll be participating in. And we've been participating in the RFPs by the provinces and have hired a very experienced team that can deal with the liquor boards and the liquor associations and know how to deal with them to have a retail presence in the market.
You talked about getting some licenses. Those are obviously some key milestones for the company. What about over the next few months, near term? What catalysts can investors look to?
So what we're looking forward right now is to get some more additional licenses, including our license to sell oils. Our site is 70,000 square feet. Since we did our last private placement, now we are completing the construction for the rest of our facility. We've only built 18,000, so we're completing the remainder. When we raised $52 million in December, we're completing the construction of the facility right now, so that will be a major milestone for us when we complete that. And we're looking to do our first international sales, hopefully by the end of the year.
Well, Michael, you mentioned earlier that TerraSend is the largest company on the CSE. I'm curious, what do you make about the level of excitement right now that's surrounding the cannabis industry? You've grown the company to a certain size right now. What's your take on this enthusiasm?
I think that people see this as a huge industry. It's not just going to be about growing cannabis, but there's going to be many business lines associated with it. There's a pharmaceutical play, there's an edible play, there's a beverage play. There's many other potential industries that can create. And I think people are excited about that. Some of those industries will be very commoditized, some will not be very commoditized. And it will all depend on barriers to entry and how hard it is to enter. I think we're in a position where we can take advantage for a lot of these things. We have very strategic shareholders. Our board of directors is great, and we've built a great team at TerraSend and Solace Health and our subsidiaries to be able to position ourselves to be a leader in the area.
Michael, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.